We'll make a motion to just pull them two out. It is, it's just,
I hadn't really.
I just saw one of them.
Okay.
There we go.
Good evening, everyone. It is now 7 o'clock, and I will call to order the July meeting of the Prince Edward County Board of Supervisors. I would like to invite Vice Chair Cannon Watson to lead us in an invocation.
Let's bow our heads. Heavenly Father, we thank you for the opportunity to gather. We thank you for good health. We thank you for the opportunity to lead. We thank you for the opportunity to just to be together. And we remind each of us that we are all indeed God's children. In your Son, Jesus Christ's name we pray.
Amen. Now, I believe Supervisor Gillum has something special in mind for our Pledge of Allegiance this evening.
We have a wonderful young lady in the audience. It was very nice to lead us in our Pledge of Allegiance at our Planning Commission meeting. I would ask that maybe parents, if it's all right, if she leads us tonight.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
All right.
Very good. Thank you. Now, before we begin, do we have any board members to disclose any conflicts of interest? Seeing none, we will move along to recognitions. Ms. Baker?
Good evening, Chair, members of the board.
Evening.
Tonight, Dale Anderson, our June Employee of the Month, could not attend, so we're going to skip along to our July Employee of the Month. For July 2026, Sam Arvig, Deputy Commissioner of Revenue, has been selected as Employee of the Month. Sam is a valued member of the Commissioner of Revenue's office, always willing to assist both citizens and coworkers. His positive attitude, excellent customer service, and willingness to take initiative without being asked makes Sam an exceptional representative of Prince Edward County. In addition to his other responsibilities, Sam has worked tirelessly and contributed greatly to the parcel corrections along the county boundary. Thank you, Sam, for your outstanding contributions. Jake, would you come up?
Good evening.
Good evening.
It is my pleasure to introduce Ms. Sheilda Daniels, Administrative and Fiscal Assistant with Virginia Cooperative Extension here in Prince Edward County. Sheilda has dedicated 14 years of service to Virginia Tech and consistently demonstrates professionalism, accuracy, and a deep commitment to supporting extension programs that benefit our community. We are especially proud to recognize her this evening for receiving the Employee of the Month Award for extraordinary performance from the College of Agricultural and Life Sciences at Virginia Tech. This honor reflects not only her strong work ethic and attention to detail, but also her reliability, teamwork, and positive impact she makes behind the scenes every day. Sheilda's role is essential to the success of extension cooperations and operations, from fiscal responsibility and reporting to ensuring that programs run smoothly and efficiently. Her dedication helps make possible many of the services and opportunities that residents across Prince Edward County depend on. Please join me in congratulating Sheilda Daniels for this well-deserved recognition and thanking her for her years of outstanding service.
All right, at this time, we're going to have public participation, and sheet is making its way on up. We have 15 folks signed up to speak, and so we're going to extend our regularly allotted time a little bit to make sure that everyone has 2 minutes to share their thoughts. Thank you all for being here. And to begin, first name on the list is Mr. Chuck Ross.
Good evening. My name is Chuck Ross. I recently retired after 34 years as a professor of physics and engineering at Longwood University. During that time, I wrote 4 books that had to do with battlefield acoustics that led to me being interviewed on History Channel, PBS. My work was on U.S. News and World Report cover. I was retained by the U.S. Army at Aberdeen Proving Grounds to model battlefield sounds. And I was retained as an expert witness by the LAPD in the murder case of an LAPD officer that involved unusual acoustics. I don't say that to glorify myself, but to let you know that I have some expertise in this area. I commend the board for looking for alternative streams of revenue for our county. However, a mega data center on a hill overlooking Farmville and directly adjacent to hundreds of county and town residents is a terrible idea and is never going to be worth the money. Data centers emit high amplitude, low frequency cooling fan sounds, exhaust vents, gas and diesel generator sounds. Due to their wavelengths, they easily permeate forests, they permeate residential houses. The pressure is not only heard, but felt. It leads to headaches, nausea, sleep deprivation, vertigo, and anxiety. Residents in these areas of the county and town are not going to be able to play with their children in their yard. They won't be able to relax on their deck. Property values and quality of life are going to be destroyed. It's not limited to those citizens. Low frequency sounds below 250 hertz travel much farther. And in this incessant helicopter-like drone, it will be heard in downtown Farmville when the winds and temperature are right. Noise ordinances don't solve these issues because these low-frequency sounds often elude decibel meters, and even if they're detected, these wealthy companies don't care. They will pay the fine and keep emitting the noise. I understand the lure of the easy money described in Mecklenburg, but this Farmville facility will be disastrous. Let me end with one quick quote. A well-known Civil War general was asked what he thought about his father-in-law siding with the other side in that war. And he said, he will regret it but once, and it will be continuously. If we push this facility forward, this community will regret it but once, and it will be continuously for decades. So I ask you, on behalf of many people that I know, please do not do this to your friends and neighbors. Thank you.
Next, we have Greg Phipps.
How you doing? I'm Greg Phipps. I'm from the Lockett District. I'm here tonight to talk about the data center. 280 acre Aveo Data Mall project. While the promise of the $5 billion investment sounds alluring on paper, we must look at the cold, hard realities of what's being risked. First, let's talk about the track records. Aveo has 0 data centers that they have brought into fruition. 4 of their 8 projects have been flagged as being either just not good contracts. They're an unproven developer. This kind of complex, it's not like they're building a warehouse. The coordination that's got to be done with the infrastructure, with the plumbing, the power, the sewage, it's too much. They can't do it. I mean, it's a inexperienced developer. They've got a lot of people on their boards that have experience, but the ones that are going to oversee it, I don't think they do. I think it's poorly contemplated, and this is not the place to have it start. I mean, Farmville is a historic area. Our homes, everything, it don't make a lot of sense, guys. I've gotten off my topic, what I was going to say, but I'll bring it to the IDA meeting. I'll bring it to the Planning Commission and let them hear it. It's frustrating because we never get the answers to the questions we ask. It's all, well, nothing's been approved, so we can't answer it yet. Somebody's going to have to give us an answer sometime. I appreciate you humoring me tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, Allison Cruz.
Good evening. And thank you for your time. I'm Allison Cruz, and I appreciate that we know each other in our community here in the heart of Virginia. I want to begin by reminding us all that we are earthlings. We are humans. We have more in common than in ways we are different, and it's easy to forget that. As humans, we have the capacity for love, for compassion, for peace. I think we need to focus on rooting more into our hearts. I think we need it now more than ever. Tonight, I'm here to ask publicly of each of you to visit the Farmville Detention Center. In the service agreement that the county has with CoreCivic, that is outlined on page 4, that you have the permission to visit, both announced and unannounced. On the same agreement on page 4, it states that CoreCivic will have an annual community meeting with the public to get feedback and address concerns. And in the 14 years, I believe, or they've been here since 2010, so 16 years, I don't think that we have ever had one of those meetings. I'm sure we haven't. And while I appreciate the efforts of the warden in starting the Community Relations Board, there are a lot of issues that I pray are being truthfully discussed among the people with power and responsibility. I don't know the answers, but I will continue to ask questions. And to me, that's all I can do, maybe. If anybody has questions or comments or ideas around any of my emails to you, I welcome communications and any reach back. My aim is for truth, transparency, and accountability. So blessings to us all. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, Janet Tackett.
Good evening. My name is Jan Tackett. I live in Farmville 101 District at 1745 Winkie Street. I'm a retired educator, 2 minutes. Oh my goodness, I'm sitting back there sweating just thinking about that. But in 2022, my husband and I, Harvey, we moved from Kentucky. I had been in public education 27 years. We were both administrators, coaches, teachers. Harvey, he completed 38 years before we moved. We're very passionate about education. Now, my pages are sticking, guys. I'm a little trying to figure out how to navigate 2 minutes. But when we came here, we knew nothing about a data center. We'd not heard that there was going to be one. Then we all of a sudden, we see that, we start hearing the rumble and the roar. So what I'm going to talk a little bit about is that I started researching. We had to, teachers, you research, you read, you look, you try to find the answers. So that's what I started doing. Well, I couldn't find any. I cannot find hard data, hard research. If I was a high school student trying to write about the impact of a data center within 3 miles of schools, of school-aged children, I couldn't find 5 credible sources to cite in my high school paper. So, with that said, I'm not sure how I feel about our kids, our children, our future, being the ones that we test that little theory on how it all goes a few years down the road. So I stand before you as a math and science teacher, that data-oriented mind, asking you to share with me the research that you all looked at personally that says that it is safe to put a data center, mega center, within 3 miles of our children. So let's look at the numbers. How many kids am I talking about? Well, let's look at the distance as the crow flies from Kelly Lane. Fuqua is about 1.5 miles. Approximately 260 children are enrolled there. Prince Edward County is about 2.2 miles with over 1,800 students enrolled. Now let's look at Longwood, our young adults. There's a lot of young adults in there. That's approximately 2.5 miles and over 5,000 lives, students. So that's over 7,000 students within the 3 miles of the center. And I'm going to speed up here. K-12, look at the employees real quickly. The numbers, it goes up to, there's over 400 employees within 3 miles in the K-12. Longwood has over 13 to 14 on campus. Hampden-Sydney is not included because they're outside the radius. Ladies and gentlemen, that's over 8,600 people just in education, not those that live there, work anywhere else. Just our young people, our young adults, our children that are within 3 miles of a center. So,
Thank you, Ms.
when I keep saying, as the crow flies, or should I say, as the constant 24/7, 90-plus decibel hum of the mass coolant system and internal fans radiate, as well as the pungent emissions and air pollution. If you choose to move forward, are you positive, absolutely positive, you can look our children in the face and say that blinders, that money and dollar signs are not blinders?
Thank you.
Okay.
Next, we have Mike Lampkins.
Evening, all. Thanks for hearing us out. As you know, most of us don't like it. I know that 6 years ago, when all this started, if somebody had said, hey, your county budget is 60 million and we're going to do this and you're going to get 20 million, I think everybody would jump on that. I don't think there's any question about that. The only problem is is that all of the risk is on Prince Edward County side. You have spent $1.5 million to buy the property out off Persimmon Tree Fork Road. What has Vallejo done? Now, I know they've spent some money on checking out engineering issues and stuff like that, but what are they risking? So if Dominion says no, or if Dominion says yes and nobody wants to come here because quantum computing is starting to affect data centers, we're out that money. Not to mention that any investment where you got to wait 10 years before you see any kind of return, you got to ask yourself, why am I doing this? Do we want to keep spending tens of thousands of dollars every year on top of 1.5 million to do engineering work for something that may never happen? Avail bought the thing last January, I believe. It went under contract for about $12 million, didn't it? And it's never closed. That was January 2025. So in a year and a half, nothing's happened. There are 800 people who've signed a petition on change.org asking you to reconsider. I would like to ask you to reconsider from a pure financial standpoint. It doesn't make any financial sense to keep throwing good money after bad. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next, the board welcomes Ed Scott.
Ed Scott, Farmville Road, Farmville. Everyone in this room hopes that the supervisors on the board that work for us have our interest, our economic interest, our health interest at heart. We're counting on that. That being said, the long-term and the short-term downsides and negative aspects of the data center will affect everybody in this room. It'll affect the citizens' health, livability in the area for people to come here, the increased costs on each individual citizen because of the favoritism that showed in the contracts with Avail for both power and tax breaks. There will be also decreased property values, which will impact tax revenue in the individual citizens here. And we're not getting the transparency that we need, both from the supervisors and the IDA. The other piece of it is, nobody here has looked at the emergency services costs, and can we handle massive fires at that facility, and the obsolescence of that facility with quantum computing happening, and the depreciation of the assets of that business. And we don't have any guarantees. I read that in the Farmville Herald. Is it 800,000 or is it 5 billion? There's nothing that guarantees the prosperity of Prince Edward County and its citizens, both from a health standpoint and a financial standpoint, that's anywhere in that contract. It's a lot of promises that have yet to be fulfilled, and that Avail, eventually, when it's not to their interest, they can walk away. And if they go bankrupt, there's nothing that Prince Edward can do except be out whatever we spent and the dangers that they put their citizens in, both financially and health-wise, from all the noise and all the pollution, both light, air, water. We hope that you guys, everybody on the board, thinks about this long-term and short-term. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next we have Miss Jenny McIntosh.
Hello, thank you for having us. And I'm very grateful that we have this opportunity to speak. We have been very much involved in pursuing what this data center looks like and growing in it. So I want to challenge you. I know all of you are people that have come to a place where you're wanting to lead this community. You've come to a place where you are standing in the gap for us. You are our voice. You are our consideration. You are the ones that have the heartbeat that you're supposed to carry. You've been voted in. So I just want to kind of play it forward. As a leader, you have to think things. You have to think differently. One of the things that we like to do as leaders is we play something forward. What will this look like in 5 years? What will this look like? What will my name look like in 20 years? What will my community look like? And there's not many opportunities that you're going to get, again, that transition and literally bring transformation and will leave a legacy or leave something that will be a negative impact. And I believe you are at a place, all of you are at a place right now that you can make a moment like this change history. And there's so many things I want to challenge you to rethink and reassess your priorities for our natural resources. We are talking about the data center, the mega data center. I want to challenge you to choose the correct side of history, the strong and protective stand against these data centers. Your name will live on in years, and what you do now depends on how your name will be remembered. Did Grandpa defend our water? Did Grandma, great-grandma, take care of, and tell me again, what did you do when they were trying to take the land and they were trying to bring something that was going to negatively impact our environment? How did you stand in the gap? What did you do to change? Or is it going to be, why did you not stand? Why did you have that opportunity? You're the only one. You were there. Why couldn't you make a difference? We are in a position in the middle of Virginia, the core place that we are a place that shapes the nation. Let's be a place that stands in the gap and says, no more, this is not good. And there's a time where reassess today, and let's be on the right side of history.
Thank you, ma'am. Next, Kenneth Jackie? Jackson.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. You know, if I come, there's a reason I'm here. One, I'm going to speak real quick on data center. I'm going to give you three things to think about. It shouldn't be that dumb to do it, so it's going to be easy. Water. We're in a drought. We're trying to recover from a drought. We don't have that. It takes that to cool. Okay? Then we got pollution. Check places in Tennessee and stuff that's got this. Pollution is getting thick. We don't have time for this. Last thing, stop buying stuff. Stop using our money and buying land and stuff. That's for the businesses coming here to do. They've got to invest something. We give them our taxes and everything else. Power is another thing. We don't have a lot of power. And the idea that we can use petrol to use power, not the way oil's going. And also, the bottom's getting ready to drop out of the tech industry. You need to check that. That's a bubble that's going to bust. And everyone's going to be sitting there just stupefied. Okay, next thing, the flag. I came here about, 2 years ago to say this? The flag will come into compliance. Simple. That's all the county is asking for. That's what the courts say. The county attorney was also their attorney. That's why she's not doing it. I'm saying this because it was on Facebook. And it really ticks me off when people put half-truths up there. Say the whole truth or don't say anything at all. Now, they plan on taking us to the appeals court. I am tired. I don't really care. You guys are paid to make sure our ordinances and our compliances are followed. So we will fight no matter how far it goes. The flag comes into compliance. It's not about history anymore. I'm tired of seeing the N-word needs to be used again. I'm tired of seeing children all of a sudden hung in trees. Mysteriously. That's not what this flag is about. It's not about history. It's about pulling some things from the past and bringing them back to life. And these are people that have no idea what that past was.
Thank you, sir.
But let's get the flag taken care of.
Next, we have Bamichi Hicks.
Good afternoon, board members. It's good to be here. Everybody's looking good, and
to all the constituents, good afternoon to you. I stand before you, and I added on to the list, just sitting there, a moment ago. But the first thing I want to speak on is the Dollar General store in Rice on the corner of 307 and 460. I was at the meeting when it was passed to put the store there, and there were certain curb appeals that was supposed to take place. But it's literally an eyesore. I've never seen a store where vines and bushes have taken over the store. It is an eyesore coming into Prince Edward County from Amelia County and even Nottoway County, And something needs to be done about that. Now, I don't know who is really responsible no more than Dollar General itself, but it's a mess. It is literally sickening to see it, and I have to see it almost every time I come into Farmville. It's there. So I'm hoping something is done to rectify the problem. Second of all, the data center, there was money, Cannon, given to Davenport. I think it was $3 million about 7 years ago or something like that, from the county, given towards that. I'm just curious as to the dividends on that coming back to the county, and what's really going on financially with that. I'm not in support of the data center in no way, not after finding out really what it's all about and the hazard that comes with it. So that I'm just curious about financially where the county is spending tax dollars, and going with that money that was given to Davenport.
There wasn't any money given to Davenport.
It wasn't?
We use Davenport, sometimes a different division of our firm, to help us negotiate debt.
Funds were given from the County Board of Supervisors to the IDA. Prince Edward County IDA is an organization.
Okay, all right, I'll do a little more, I have to research that again then. What else? And as Mr. Jackson spoke, the compliance of the flag, coming into compliance. I know they argue the point that, they had to permit, the county changed the ordinances afterwards and all of that. But the fact is, whether zoning change, ordinances change, or whatever, anything, me as a homeowner or whatever, landowner, whatever, if there's certain things that have to come into compliance in the county for all of us, then the flag does too.
Thank
It
you, sir.
doesn't somehow eliminate them from not coming into compliance. And I'm hoping that is done. I already know what's going on in the court system with that. But the county needs to make sure that it's carried out, to come into compliance or pay the fines, go to jail, whatever.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank
Next, we have Chip Jones.
Good evening, Mr. Chair, members of the board. Chip Jones, Lead District and Superintendent of Prince Edward County Public Schools. Tonight, I'm coming before you as both the superintendent and a citizen of Prince Edward County, asking you to approve to place the 1% sales tax referendum for school construction on your November ballot. This is not a vote to enact a tax. It's simply a vote to allow the citizens to vote on this referendum. One of the greatest advantages of this funding source, it is not solely paid by Prince Edward County residents, but everyone who shops in Farmville and Prince Edward County, including visitors, students, families, and travelers, which helps to the investment of the capital improvement needs within our school division. The need is clear. Our long-term capital priority, we already have the elementary school taking place, is the renovation of the Prince Edward County High School. We also have approximately $1.1 million that are needed to upgrade the HVAC rooftop units at our middle school. And the General Assembly a couple years ago passed an ADA accessibility report that we have to do, and we're in the process of doing that. And then we have aging infrastructure across our division. These needs will continue to grow, and we must begin planning for tomorrow today. Several Virginia localities already have the 1% in place. They are Charlotte County, which borders Prince Edward County, Gloucester County, Halifax County, Henry County, Mecklenburg County, Northampton County, Patrick County, Pennsylvania County, and the city of Danville. Tonight's request is about giving our community the opportunity to make the decision, and I respectfully ask for your approval to place it as a referendum on November's ballot. Thank you. And before I go, I have a couple of 6 seconds. I just want to thank you in your support of Prince Edward County Public Schools being released from the state's MOU status after 6 years. So thank you in that support.
Thank you, sir. Now, the board welcomes Mr. Justin Pope.
Good evening. Also on the referendum. Tonight is a big moment for my family. As you all know, I'm the proud parent of 2 daughters in Prince Edward County Public Schools, and for the last 6 years, I've traveled with them to the General Assembly in Richmond to ask for some basic fairness for Prince Edward, that our county enjoy the same opportunities other localities have been granted to make their own choice to raise essential revenue for school buildings without the bill falling entirely on county property taxpayers. We've described to them how much needs doing in our school buildings here and why it matters so much both for our children and in attracting businesses and families to live here and grow our tax base, that we have school buildings that are safe and that we can be proud of. We've reminded them that other counties have received permission to use this tool of a sales tax referendum, as Chip mentioned, including Charlotte, Halifax, and Mecklenburg. In each of those places, voters approved it, raised significant revenue from out-of-town shoppers, money that can only be spent on school buildings. And today, as a result, in each of those places, you can drive through them and see new and renovated school buildings. We reminded them that Prince Edward is much more of a shopping destination than any of those places, so it's an even bigger opportunity for us to raise money through the sales tax so the burden does not fall entirely on local property taxpayers. This request for Prince Edward has enjoyed strong bipartisan support across Virginia and from our own representatives in the House and the State Senate, past and present, who have stated that they believe it is a sensible tool for our community. It took way too long, but now finally we have this opportunity. I hope you'll vote tonight to put it on the ballot, and even if by chance you're on the fence on the tax itself, at least vote tonight to let voters make that decision for themselves in November. I've been talking for the last few weeks to fellow parents and business leaders in our county, all different backgrounds and political persuasions. They share remarkable agreement on what we need to do to get our public schools where they need to be. First, get the right leadership and people in place. That is happening. Anybody close to the schools knows that under Chip, we have been moving in the right direction. Then, you have to give those leaders the tools they need to succeed. If you authorize this referendum in the coming weeks, be on the lookout for the formal launch of a referendum committee to campaign for it. You'll see business leaders, parents, and yes, young people of all kinds lending their time and resources. We'll be knocking on doors and making the case to neighbors that this is a way to find the revenue we need for the schools, but to be smart about it. This referendum is a win-win and an opportunity, and I'm confident that our community will welcome and support it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next, the board welcomes Cook Harvey.
Hi, my name is Cook Costa Harvey. Since January 1st, I've been trying to be the change I'd like to see in the world, which is more choices on the ballot. And I commend you for letting me come up here and speak, because out of the 20 counties, 20-plus counties and 3 cities in the 5th Congressional District, there's policy that prevents people from speaking. But in this atmosphere, I wanted to have more choices. I love the people, the idea of a self-determined government, and I believe the two-party system prevents us from moving forward as a united people. So I'll leave you with all the rest of your time. I just wanted to let you know that I plan on being on the ballot in November, and if you want to learn more about me, I do a video every single day since January 1st about who I am and how I think about things, and that way you can get to know me. And this is one of the outlets that people without the two-party system behind them have to speak to their constituents. Many of the counties do not let you speak. There's actually specific policy preventing people from campaigning. So I commend you for that, and I hope you will whittle out a little spot for 1 minute for a constituent and their representative to meet. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Next, I apologize if I mispronounce your name, Anakin Vincent?
Hi, how y'all doing? My name's Anakin. So I just wanted to speak to y'all about the data center. So I moved here about roughly a year ago. I've seen, this is the best town I think I've lived in. I've lived in some pretty bad areas. Yeah, Hopewell was one of them. But I would not like to see a data center here. I may be only 20 years old and not know much about this. Y'all have been saying big words that I really don't know what they are either. But I see this data center as a bad thing. 300 megawatts of electricity. Think about that. That can power up to 300,000 homes, if I'm not mistaken, or up to 60,000. And then look what Farmville can use for that electricity. That electricity could go maybe to something for Longwood, or maybe the schools as well, like with the HVAC and whatnot. And if you look online, you can actually see what the data center is doing to people and their communities as well. The dirty water, you know, the electrical strain, all kinds of stuff. So I just wanted to take a couple minutes to speak on that. I really hope y'all don't build this data center. And also, it could drive up bills is what I've heard as well. I don't want my bills to go up. I hardly can afford anything as is, even groceries. So I think that's about all I got to say. But thank y'all so much.
Thank you. Next, the board welcomes Mr. David Tillepaugh. Good evening.
Right. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening, fellow Farmvillians, county constituents. It's nice to be here. I, too, would like to talk about the data center initiative. And I'm frankly a little surprised that we're at this point. Quite honestly, it seems that we're in the middle of a tempest that is going on all over the country, and particularly here in the Commonwealth. There are protests, more coming, and more proof points that these things are not what they were promised to be. So what I've done is put together a summary of all the things that I've heard and read with a lot of input from colleagues and fellow citizens. Thank all of you. And what I'd like you to do is consider that from a fundamental business standpoint, we really don't have a rationale today that's reliable. What we have is 6 years old. That was not comprehensive. And in the world of technology, it's a lifetime. What we need is a present-day business case, like we would have for any major capital project. A business case that outlines true cost and real benefit. We don't have that. Quite frankly, without that, I don't know how we make an informed decision. And I certainly don't know how we take risk of this magnitude without a proof of benefit. And we don't have that. We have liabilities, and we have unproven suppliers, and we have no definition of customers. So for us to agree to something this intrusive without a proof of benefit seems to me unconscionable. And I know that we are all citizens here together, and I hope that we're all behaving as if we care about each other. So that's my summary. You have it to take away. I would challenge the board and the IDA to come up with an actual business case. If you can't do it in-house, hire it done. We'll be okay if you spend that money. Hire it done, tell us what the real risks and benefits are, get some promises, then let's keep talking about whether or not this is a good idea for us. Thanks very much.
Thank you, sir. Finally, the board welcomes Winslow Stillman.
Good evening, and thank you very much for allowing this forum. My name is Winslow Stillman. I'm in Greens South, just down the street. Last month, there was so much presented as far as on a databasis. A point that was tried to be made was that this is a cultural intersection of critical nature, critical importance to United States history. And to impose this data center on this community in this region seems antithetical to everything that this region stands for, what was developed here and the legacy that is going on. The first gentleman spoke right to it, battlefield acoustics. Doing that kind of work, you realize that sound does things at different levels, and literally at different levels. And he comes from a forensic background. I come from a music background, hours in the studio. There was a time when 96 dB decibels coming back from the speakers could rupture your organs, internal organs. So this became a health hazard and it's been ameliorated since then. But these are the things that go along with something like a data center. But one point last month, the last speaker was a state ranger out at High Bridge. And he was recounting their many successes, and we've all experienced the beauty of that area, the history about it. And we have gone to, as I'm sure many have, gone to something as like the Firefly Festival in the dark of the night. Beautiful, billions of flashing lights down there. Put this data center in perspective. From the High Bridge, you will have a glow across the horizon. It will be much worse than downtown Farmville. And that glow will compromise virtually everything in the night sky. So as you consider these well-considered arguments against, please take in consideration the aesthetic, environmental, and onto the health hazards that are imminent. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. That concludes the list of folks signed up on our sign-up sheet. Is there anyone on the line who would like to speak at this time? I'm seeing no, there's no one on the line. Is there anyone here in the gallery tonight? Ms. Rank, you're welcome to come on up. Anyone else? You're welcome. If you didn't get a chance to speak, the board would like to extend an opportunity for you to share your thoughts.
Hi, my name is Doris Rank, and I came tonight not prepared to speak. So if I don't make sense, please accept my apologies. Thank you for allowing me to speak, and thank you for everyone that's here. I'm kind of on the late end of finding out what data centers are all about. I have, in the last week, done more research in my time of trying to figure this out and trying to figure out if we should have it or if we shouldn't. I know it's not up to me, but I can speak what I believe. Why in Virginia? There's 50 states in the United States, last time I checked. Virginia, from what I understand, is the third largest state to have the most amount of data centers. Why do we have to have that many data centers here in Virginia? Why aren't other states picking up the slack? Why, when we're in a drought, where's the water going to come from? Where's the health benefits? Like, there are none. It is like negative, 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 negative. And I just don't understand, like, we have to import electricity along with, I think Pennsylvania also imports electricity. If we have to import electricity, how in the world can a data center come in and claim more electricity and have our rates go up, have our grid go kaput because we're allowing a data center? Why aren't the data centers picking up the bill? Why aren't they making themselves a self-contained data center so it doesn't affect us as residents? Thank you for your time.
Thank you, ma'am. Would anyone else like to share? No? Okay. All right. At this time, staff has collected a little bit of information to just kind of update folks on the data center, I
Yeah,
believe.
and some of this I talked about last month, but just want to give a little bit of a history. So back in July of 2020, Prince Edward County amended its zoning ordinance to add data centers as a by right use within the C1 commercial zoning district and rezone approximately 280 acres owned by the Industrial Development Authority from A2 to C1 commercial, creating what is now known as the Heartland Innovative Technology Park, or HIP Park. Both actions were preceded by public hearings before the Planning Commission, the Board of Supervisors, and were approved following the county's review of long-term economic development opportunities. Since Avio entered into an option agreement to purchase the HIP Park property, county staff have closely monitored data center development trends across Virginia and have responded to questions and concerns raised by residents regarding potential impacts associated with those facilities. To date, the county has not received a site plan or development application for the project, nor have community development staff engaged in formal site plan review discussions with the developer. Recognizing the public interest in the project and evolving nature of the data center industry, staff have been evaluating supplemental zoning regulations that would address additional performance standards and best management practices for future data center development. Areas include noise mitigation, buffering, screening, lighting issues, generator operations, landscaping, and water usage. We're currently examining ordinances that are being either adopted or under consideration by other Virginia localities with existing data center development to identify provisions that would be appropriate for both Prince Edward County and the HIP Park site. While this review remains ongoing and no draft regulations have been finalized, our goal is to ensure that any future data center development is compatible with surrounding properties, addresses community concerns, and reflects industry best practices while preserving the economic development opportunities that the HIP Park was created to support.
Thank you, Doug. At this time, we have Board of Supervisors comments. Supervisor Emmert, we'll start with you.
As always, thank you all for being here. This is your time to certainly bring your questions, your thoughts, your whatever to us, and it's appreciated. I think that I can say just personally, in 6 years' time, there's a lot of data that's come out about data centers. A lot of it has changed, so it's an ongoing process. Please don't give up the fight if that's what you consider it. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for being here, Fellow Supervisor Emmert. It appears that everyone was very passionate about their topic, and that speaks volumes. So we hear you. Just continue to voice and continue to come out and hold us accountable as well.
Good evening, everyone. Happy to see so many of you here this evening. And it is your right to be concerned about things that are important to you. We appreciate you coming, for you having a voice in your community and what we're looking at. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I echo those thoughts as well. Thanks for coming. Welcome your phone calls, office visits. Let's keep the dialogue going.
Thank all y'all for coming. Drive safe going home. Be careful. And the comment about the Dollar General store and rice, I'm glad somebody brought that up. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. We're happy to see everybody here. Your presence, your concerns are very important to us. Thank you for your attendance.
I'll reiterate the comments of the other board members. I'm glad to see everyone here. We're glad that you come and let us know what your thoughts are. Thank you.
And I echo my colleagues' thoughts. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your emails, for your calls, for the meetings that I've gotten to be a part of, for the opportunity to have a dialogue and to exchange information, to exchange data, to do research together. This has been a tremendous learning opportunity for me. I'm continuing to learn more about data centers, about local government, about the 22,000 people that we have the honor of representing here. There's a lot of different opinions in those 22,000 people. There's a lot of people who don't like data centers, and a lot of people that I've talked to that do. And so there's been a healthy disagreement, and I appreciate that. I appreciate the opportunity that I've had personally to hear from many of you. So thank you for that conversation. I'm honored to get to have it with you, and thankful for the opportunity to be here tonight. So we will move on at this point to our consent agenda. Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
We have a
Two
motion.
events in the consent.
Do we want them in there, or do we want to pull them out?
Right now, they're all in the consent, so unless you want to pull them out.
I'm fine with them myself. I reviewed, I'm fine with
We have a motion on the floor. You accept the clarification to your second?
Yes.
Okay. We have a motion and a second. Supervisor Emmert?
Yes.
Mr. Townsend?
Yes.
Ms. Cooper-Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Watson?
Yes.
Mr. Jenkins?
Yes.
Dr. Pride?
Yes.
Mr. Gillum?
Yes.
And my vote is yes, the motion carries. At this time, the board welcomes Mr. Scott Frederick to discuss highway matters.
Good evening, Chairman and Board. Thank you for having me tonight. I got a quick update for you. I was originally thinking I was not going to be able to be here tonight, but that has changed, and here I am. I don't think I'll be able to attend the August meeting, so if you have any concerns, as always, reach out to me directly or through Doug and Sarah. We'll take care of any of your concerns in the future. We're finishing up our primary mowing. Currently, they're working on Route 460, and when they get that done, all the primaries will be done. We are also mowing on the secondary system to maintain sight distance. We're calling it a safety cut because kind of coming out of that drought a little bit, we finished our first cut on the secondaries, and then it seemed like we got enough rain where they grew back really quickly. So we're working to cut those again. If your constituents are bringing you mowing concerns, we're working on them. We patched several areas on Five Forks Road. I think that was brought up maybe at the last meeting. So we got a lot of those pavement deficiencies corrected. Thank you, Sarah. We've also been keeping our boom axes going. They're currently on Meharan Road. Every so often we'll get a call where we have to move them out and do a different area, but then they take them back and keep cutting on Meharan Road. Our surface treatment schedule is underway. We're using Whitehurst as a contractor that project was awarded to. We got work being done on this schedule this year is Route 609, 623, 626. There's actually two sections on 626, 628, and Route 630. Altogether, we're doing about 14 miles of surface treatment work. We were actually able to start the widening project on Abilene Road. We did some of that work today. We've been communicating with the asphalt plant, and anytime they're running a base mix, we're going to continue working. So we'll be kind of on and off working on Abilene Road over the next few weeks. So if anybody asks you why we're not just working on it continuously, it kind of depends on what mix the plant's running. We're a few weeks out on starting our rural rustic project on Loman Road, but that's coming. It'll be done before the weather gets cold. Typically, we get caught by the cold weather in October. And then just following up on a comment that we had previously, there was some pavement repairs also completed in the month of June on Aspen Hill Road. And then a couple weeks ago, we cut some limbs and trees back near the transfer dump site. And then we actually had a crew out there earlier today trimming some more trees on Aspen Hill. So that road's in good shape again. But that's all I came prepared to speak on tonight. I could take any questions, comments, or concerns that y'all have.
I got one.
Yes, sir.
Town hall meeting, the edges of the road on Versal and New Bethel, terrible.
Verso at New Bethel. yes,
Yeah, I mentioned that, I know 2 meetings ago.
sir. Okay.
Nothing's been done. You hit the edge of their road, a person gonna have a problem, not only knock the car line, but it's just tore
Okay.
up. And I think it all stemmed from the logging outfits.
There's been a lot of logging going on this year.
Well, if you can, we really need those done. Those 2 roads need to be.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry that we missed it. I was thinking that I had gotten with you about some shoulder work, and I was
Yeah, now
thinking,
that, you've done a very good job with the shoulders up above the, near the dumpster site.
Yes, sir.
Ran a curve and you dished it out. Looked really good, done an excellent job. Now we just need the edges done.
okay, gotcha. Well, I'll have to take another look at that, but like I said, I apologize.
But it's on both of them, more
Verso
so
and
New
New
Bethel than Verso, but it's on both roads, okay?
Yes, sir. Okay, well, we'll take a
And
look at that.
Pleasant. All right.
Anybody else?
Scott, go ahead, Lou.
Don't forget about on Singleton there, Sue Townsend's actually working, got their trucks parked on County Line Road at the service station.
Yes, sir. I actually took a second look at that. I should have talked to you offline, but very few of those limbs are actually what I would call in our right of way. There is a couple that stick out in the right of way, but a lot of what you see is off right of way. So I don't really have the power to make them get most of that. I can work on trimming what is in the right of way back. Thank you for bringing that up. And Mr. Amber.
That's the reason why part of them aren't in the road is because I've broken them off with my truck and trailer. Single, you cannot pass a tractor and trailer on that section without hitting some of those limbs. It's absolutely impossible.
Well, I've ridden through there. I don't think there's any sticking out in the road that I saw.
Not in the road, but they're right in the ditch, and you have to get in the ditch if you pass a tractor and trailer in there. You know how narrow that road is anyway.
Yeah, well, I agree on that it is one of the, a secondary road. but-
2 tractor and trailers pass right there, somebody's got to go to the edge of the ditch.
All right, well, we'll take a second look at it as well, and if I
Appreciate
can communicate directly to Townsend on getting it cleaned up, I will.
They're right there close by. I thought we were my time. Good
Yes,
time
sir.
to walk
All righty.
Scott, if I can, I got
Go ahead,
one more
Jared.
thing I forgot. Listen, from the storm, it was like 2 or 3 trees that got blown over, and they were cut back enough to the edge of the road. But those trees need to be removed because I'm telling you, if someone passed somewhere there, one of those cars, that car vehicle gonna hit that tree. That's how close it's up to the
Okay.
asphalt.
Did you,
okay?
which routes are you
It's
taking?
two on, I know it's 2 on New Bethel. And I
Okay.
think it's 1 on Verso.
Yeah, sometimes the day of the storm, we just cut back, and then we have to fall back,
Yeah, but
come back and cut them more.
but they're right at the edge of the road.
Okay. You said 2 on New Bethel?
It's
and
2 on New Bethel and it's 1 on Verso, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. All righty, we'll get those taken care of.
You know how lucky is, Scott?
What's that?
You did the patching on 5 Forks and we got 2 logging crews that moved in right straight.
Yeah. That's, how it goes.
It happens.
Keeping me in business. All right, thank you, board.
Thank you, Scott.
Thanks, Scott.
All right, at this time, the board welcomes Mr. Robert Love to introduce our public hearing this evening.
Yes, good evening, board members.
Good evening.
Public
Good
hearing
evening.
tonight is a land use consideration for a special use permit that was filed by Brandon A. Lawson for proposal to operate an auto detailing facility on 1.46 acre parcel of land denoted as tax map number 018-A-63 with an address of Ferguson Road, 32 Ferguson Road, Prospect, Virginia. This parcel is zoned A1 agricultural. This public hearing has been properly advertised in the Farmville Herald. Adjoining property owners were sent a notification letter, which you have a copy in your packet. Planning Commission had held their advisory public hearing on June 16th, where no one spoke in opposition, and I have taken no comments either for or against this application from any member of the public since then or before then, so no opposition on this project. The Planning Commission unanimously recommended approval of the special use permit, forwarding it to you. And on page 72 and 73 of your packet are the 15 conditions which staff had prepared and the Planning Commission had done some tweaks on. So you have that for consideration. And I'd be glad to answer any questions. The applicant is here tonight, has been waiting his turn to come address y'all.
Very good. At this time, I will open the public hearing. Do we have anyone on the line who would like to speak? No? No one is signed up on the sheet. Would anyone from the gallery like to speak in this public hearing? Seeing none, we will close the public hearing. Board discussion? Questions?
You said the applicant was here? You want to speak? Okay, that'd be good.
Good evening, board. How are y'all doing?
Good evening.
Ladies and
Good
gentlemen.
evening.
My name is Brandon Lawson. I'm a citizen here, Prince Edward County. I've been here all my life, 39 years old. I've been detailing cars for a while, been about 15 years or so. I done did probably approximately about 500 cars. I wanted to take it to another level. I was mobile, so I have a garage at home. So I want to turn that into my facility. I hope that y'all grant me the approval to do so.
Very good. Thank you. Any questions of Mr. Larson? Seeing none, I'd entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion properly seconded. Mr. Emmert?
Yes.
Mr. Townsend?
Yes.
Ms. Cooper-Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Watson?
Yes.
Mr. Jenkins?
Yes.
Dr. Pride?
Yes.
Mr. Gillum?
Yes.
And my vote is yes. The motion carries. Congratulations.
I bring my car up here. Charge double.
Start on this side.
Thank you.
I hope you will.
Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
Good to see you.
Tam.
Nice to see you, young man.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Going everywhere.
Good luck. Absolutely.
All right.
That was nice.
Ms. Cheryl?
Good evening, members of the board.
Good evening.
The first item is a school appropriation. The board has received a request from the Prince Edward County School Board to appropriate funds through the No Kid Hungry by Share Our Strength grant in the amount of $30,030. And the appropriation does not require a local match.
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second. Mr. Emmert?
Yes.
Mr. Townsend?
Yes.
Ms. Cooper-Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Watson?
Yes.
Mr. Jenkins?
Yes.
Dr. Pride?
Yes.
Mr. Gillum?
Yes.
My vote is yes. The motion carries.
The second item is FY26 audit services. This is for the services provided by Robinson, Farmer, and Cox to conduct our audit for FY26. The expected costs are $58,250, as long as there are no unexpected circumstances within the county. They did start the audit June 22nd.
I move that the board approve the letter of engagement between Robinson, Farmer, and Cox, authorizing Mr. Stanley to execute the agreement for audit purposes, services.
Second.
We have a motion with a second. Mr. Emmert?
Yes.
Mr. Townsend?
Yes.
Ms. Cooper-Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Watson? Mr. Jenkins? Dr. Pride?
Yes.
Mr. Gillum?
Yes.
My vote is yes. The motion carries.
Thank you.
Cheryl. All right, Mr. Stanley, local sales tax referendum.
It's been a long time coming. As the board is aware, amendments to Virginia Code Section 58.1, 605.1, and 58.1, 606.1, which expand to all Virginia counties and cities the authority to hold a referendum for the up to 1% additional sales tax for school construction, was approved by the General Assembly and the governor in the adopted state budget bill. For the last several years, this change to the code has been one of the board's highest legislative priorities. Outlined in your packet are the steps Prince Edward would now need to take in order to hold a referendum election in November, requesting voters to authorize levying an additional local sales and use tax of up to 1% for school capital projects. Required steps, first, identification of school capital projects. The school is currently working on the elementary school and has included construction and renovations at the high school, the Career and Tech Education School, the middle school, and the elementary school to provide the greatest flexibility. I will note that the language that was included in the budget bill does not allow previous borrowing, which hurts us on the elementary project. This is what we didn't want to happen, but it happened. But I can also say that I'm sure, as Chip mentioned earlier, there's a long list of projects in our immediate future that we'll have to consider. Second, the board would have to adopt a resolution initiating the referendum. The board passes the attached resolution initiating the referendum and approves the wording of the ballot question, ensuring that it is recited in understandable plain English language. Third is to obtain circuit court order calling for the referendum. The referendum must be authorized by statute or charter, and local referendum questions must be held pursuant to a court order. The order must state the question to appear on the ballot in plain English and must set the referendum date in conformity with Virginia Code Section 24.2-682. For the November 3rd, 2026 general election, the order must be entered at least 81 days before the election. That makes August 14, 2026 the deadline for the entry of the order. Fourth, publish notice of the referendum. The clerk of the circuit court shall publish notice of the referendum in a newspaper of general circulation once a week for 3 consecutive weeks before the election. For November 3rd, 2026 election, publication could be scheduled conservatively in October, for example, the weeks of October 12th, 19th, and 26th, subject to coordination with the circuit court clerk and the Prince Edward County registrar. 5, the general registrar prepares the ballot for referendum. Virginia is uniformed and oversees Citizens Absentee Voting Act, requires ballots be available for absentee voting not later than 45 days prior to the election. For the November 3rd election, that deadline is September 19 of 2026. And 6, if voters approve the referendum, the board must then adopt an ordinance imposing the tax. The ordinance will state its purpose, refer to the Virginia Code Section 58.1, 605.1, state the expiration date, and become effective on the first day of a month at least 120 days after adoption. Pursuant to Code Section 58.1, 606.1, the board may then also adopt an ordinance imposing a corresponding use tax. Certified copies of such ordinances must be forwarded to the tax commissioners so they are received within 5 days after adoption. We've got a proposed timeline included. Again, attachments, a draft resolution relating to the referendum that's under consideration for this evening, a draft petition to the circuit court, draft order of the circuit court directing the special election, and a resolution of the board in support of the 1%, school board in support of the 1% sales tax. Mr. Jesse Bouch from Sands Anderson, who helped prepare the documents, is here to help answer any questions or anything that, Jesse, anything that I missed?
That's a pretty good summary.
All right, very good. So with that, I'll be happy to answer any questions, and I know Chip would as well, if there are anything school-related.
Any questions from the board? Seeing none, I would entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
A motion on the floor properly seconded. Mr. Emmert,
I'm a yes.
Mr. Townsend,
Yes.
Ms. Cooper-Jones,
Yes.
Mr. Watson, Mr. Jenkins, Dr. Pride,
Yes.
Mr. Gillum.
Yes.
And my vote is no. The motion carries.
Mr. Chair, I just want to clarify, that motion was to approve the school capital projects to be funded by the proposed sales and use tax identified as the high school, middle school, elementary, and the Career and Tech Ed. 2, approve the resolution the board requests in referendum on an additional local sales and use tax and authorization of the filing of the petition. So just clarification.
We have consensus. Yes, that is the motion. All right. Next, the board welcomes Ms. Sarah Puckett.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman and members of the board.
Good evening.
As the board is aware, the county has a drought response and contingency plan, a copy of which is included in your board pack, that covers those areas of Prince Edward County that are not within the corporate limits of the town of Farmville. And I don't think it's a surprise to anybody that currently a drought watch is warranted, as the county's drought indicators have been triggered as follows. Precipitation, we are currently, the entirety of the county is 65 to 75% below normal rainfall for what the state or the Fed calls the water year, which commences October 1. Stream flows, the Appomattox River remains between the 10th and 25th percentile and has for a number of days. Groundwater levels, there is a state monitoring well in Buckingham, which currently is between the 5th and 10th percentile. And ironically, the Sandy River Reservoir is pretty much at normal pool. We checked it on July the 7th, and it was 2 inches below normal, but that's not atypical in the summer. I will say that for whatever reason, the Meharon area of the county, which is the upper portion of that watershed, has gotten more than its fair share of rainfall in terms of overall in the county. The drought contingency plan outlines the actions that the county will take, including issuing a press release indicating the reasons for the declaration, a public notice of voluntary use reduction, notification of the town and Hamden, Sydney, which are two of our largest community water systems, and encouraging everyone to implement voluntary water conservation. And then we will continue, staff will continue to monitor it and give you monthly reports as we go throughout the year. So the recommendation is that based on the data and forecast of the continued drought conditions, staff recommends the board issue a drought watch advisory for the county. And I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have about all of the attachments that follow.
Any questions from the board? Otherwise, I would entertain a motion to issue a drought watch advisory.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Mr. Emmert?
Yes.
Mr. Townsend?
Yes.
Ms. Cooper-Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Watson? Yes. Mr. Jenkins?
Yes.
Dr. Pride?
Yes.
Mr. Gillum?
Yes.
My vote is yes, the motion carries. Mr. Stanley? Committee reports from the Properties Committee tonight.
Sarah, you got that?
Speak while I move. The Properties Committee has been busy, continues to look at county capital projects. And one of the projects that they are currently looking at
Thank you.
is the proposed new county animal shelter, which remains the top priority in the county's capital improvement plan. And in front of you is a preliminary site plan. You'll notice that the shelter is currently proposed for a piece of IDA-owned property that is in close proximity to Five Pillar Meats. So the committee brings to the board a recommendation for the board to request that the Industrial Development Authority of Prince Edward County convey the remainder of tax parcel 51105 to the board as a potential site for the construction of the new animal shelter. The committee wanted to go ahead and start this. We know that the IDA may not be meeting in July, it may be August, but wanted to go ahead and start this request from the board so that they could consider it at their next meeting. Happy to answer any questions, as can the three members of the Properties Committee. Supervisor Emmert is chair, Supervisor Townsend, and Supervisor Gillum.
Supervisor Emmert, if this project goes to completion, roughly how much is it going to cost?
That hasn't even been completely done, but I'll let Doug.
Yeah, I think, we've cut it down to 4,200 square feet. We're probably in the neighborhood of $5.5 million all in total cost, which is down significantly where we were at like 9, 10 previously.
Almost half.
And if I remember correctly, the situation is that our current animal shelter is out of compliance. The state has issued corrective measures, and there is not clear guidelines on what is required to come into compliance, is the gray area in this whole situation.
A little gray, but the biggest issue is like surfaces, that you have to have clean. Impervious surfaces that you can clean with, cleaner Clorox, whatever you need to make sure you kill any bacteria or contamination.
The specifics are vague, but the standard is clear about, that the surfaces have to be cleanable so that they can't transmit disease or, would stay wet, which could be problematic. And we keep receiving a repeat finding from the Virginia Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services, which is the state agency that regulates animal control. And I expect each of you has been to the animal shelter, and you know that the expectation that that structure will ever meet that standard is next to impossible. And I will say that is not that is not without considerable sustained effort by both the animal control staff and the general services staff over a long period of years. But the paint doesn't stick, because when the building was built sometime in the 60s or 70s, there's no vapor barrier, and so there's no way to control the moisture in the cinder block and in the concrete floors. And so we'll never be able to achieve the standard.
The walls really and truly should be stainless steel.
Yes, ma'am. I mean, it's just.
I know I've been out there.
Right.
And we've traveled to at least 2 other new facilities, which are a total different kind of shelter.
And I mean, we have been responding to the state. They've been accepting our appeals, and they acknowledge, that the county is moving forward. So, we keep moving forward with good faith, and they keep accepting our good faith that we will eventually achieve the standards.
This is nothing new to the whole state of Virginia. There, all of our surrounding counties, pretty much everyone that touches us are in the same position and having to either build or completely redo buildings to meet their standards. It's an issue with the state.
I will say that the committee and the project team have spent the last couple of years, we've looked at all of the available options, existing buildings, and the animal control staff worked really hard. We brought Mr. Timmons in to be part of the team because of his vast experience with value engineering, and, completely redid the floor plan. And so that's how we were able to cut the square footage in half. And there is not an unusable square inch of the existing building. And the committee is hoping to bring that back to the board I think we said September is when we expect that the board will sink its teeth into.
Thank you. Any further questions from the board? Otherwise, I'll entertain a motion.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion properly seconded as recommended in the board pack.
As recommended, the board pack.
Mr. Emmert?
Yes.
Mr. Townsend?
Yes.
Ms. Cooper-Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Watson? Mr. Jenkins? Dr. Pride?
Yes.
Mr. Gillum?
Yes.
My vote is yes. The motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, County Administrator's Report, Mr. Stanley?
First, want to give another congratulations to the superintendent, the school board, and staff of Prince Edward County Public Schools on the announcement from the Department of Education regarding the unanimous vote to release the school division from their Performance Improvement Agreement, or MOU. So congratulations, Chip, on that milestone. The Virginia Fire Services Board is scheduled to begin the initial phase of the Prince Edward County Fire and EMS study on July 28th, with field work continuing through July 30th. This phase of the study will include individual interviews with county administrator, emergency management coordinator, and representatives from each fire and EMS agency operating within the county. The study team will gather information on current operations, staffing, training, equipment, funding, and future service needs. In addition, a public hearing will be conducted to provide citizens with an opportunity to share their perspectives, concerns, or recommendations regarding fire and EMS services in Prince Edward. Information gathered during these interviews and the public hearing will assist the study team in evaluating the county's current fire and EMS system, developing recommendations to help guide future planning and service delivery. Update on the emergency radio system. Our countywide P25 radio system project continues to make steady progress. At the Dominion Tower site, the concrete foundation has been completed. The equipment shelter is scheduled for delivery to Virginia this week with installation planned for next week. The Lee Mountain State Police Tower site construction has begun on the concrete pads for the equipment shelter and generator. Installation of the shelter is anticipated to be completed by the end of the month. Construction has not yet begun at the Verizon Tower on Five Forks. We've been advised that groundbreaking is now anticipated to begin in early August, with the tower stacking expected by the end of August. Delays at the site have resulted from the required tower relocation, re-engineering, updated site design, additional permitting requirements. So that could impact our ability to be able to get our testing done before the leaves come off the trees. And Trey is monitoring, and we'll keep you posted on that. Measles outbreak as of July 10th. The county had 11 measles cases reported. We continue to monitor with the Department of Health. 10 of those were more than a month ago. VDH has indicated they're not seeing spread right now in Prince Edward County, so we'll keep our fingers crossed on that. Planet Network, as of June 1st, a total of 374 miles of conduit and fiber have been installed in Prince Edward, with 4,019 passings. We had 56 customer installs completed in May, and to date, 1,478 installs on the project. The overall three-county project, 61% complete. Lastly, Recovery Court, the county received a grant in the amount of $73,500 for the Central Virginia Recovery Court. The grant will support transportation vouchers, targeted housing stabilization, contingency management incentives, peer recovery support for underserved counties, and independent court evaluation to strengthen treatment adherence, recovery, capital, participation, retention, and reduce recidivism. Prince Edward, Cumberland, and Buckingham will each provide $10,500 in their matching opioid funds to match that grant. So that's all I have, unless there are any questions.
Thank you very much. Any questions for Mr. Stanley? Seeing none, if it's still within my authority and discretion as chair, I would suggest that for the benefit of everyone here, we move on to our addendum packet before going into closed session, so that we can go ahead and put a bow on things for the public portion of the meeting, just to free everyone else's evenings up.
Mr. Chairman, the first item, number 19, is a request. The Peffia Debs softball team is qualified for the Dixie World Series in West Pasco, Florida. Attached for the board's consideration is a request for a donation to assist with the cost of the trip. In 2024, Peffia sent 2 teams to the national tournaments, and the board approved a $1,000 donation for each team. We also challenged the town to do so as well. And so our recommendation would be to ask the board to approve a donation. We have a $5,000 contingency line in the rec budget, or in our outside agency budget that could cover that
So moved.
as well.
Second.
We have a motion on the floor with a second. Mr. Emmert?
That's a yes.
Mr. Townsend?
Yes.
Ms. Cooper-Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Watson? Mr. Jenkins? Dr. Pride?
Yes.
Mr. Gillum?
Yes.
And my vote is yes, the motion carries.
Secondly, Crossroads every year has been asking us to approve their community services performance contract master agreement. As you know, we have not been able to match the request they've made each year. However, I will say, again, this year we made a substantial boost in our contribution from 100 to 125,000. Still, they're saying we're not meeting our mandated local match of 10%. But as you know, we were at 60,000 5 years ago. Last year, when we presented this, if we take no action, it'll be deemed approved and renewed. And I probably would go ahead and recommend that as well, for the board not to take action to approve it. It'll still be approved, but you're not sanctioning the agreement.
So moved.
Do we have consensus on that recommendation to?
Absolutely.
take no action? So with consensus, we need no vote there.
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. There are no more public items on our agenda, so at this time, I will entertain a motion to go into closed session for the awarding of a public contract and disposition of publicly held real property.
So moved.
So we have a
Second.
motion on the floor as
Second.
properly listed in,
As listed, correct?
in accordance with sections 2.2-3711A 29 and sections 2.2-3711A3 respectively.
Correct.
Okay. We have a motion made by Supervisor Emmert and Supervisor Townsend with the second to go into closed session. Mr. Emmert?
Yes.
Mr. Townsend?
Yes.
Ms. Cooper-Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Watson? Mr. Jenkins?
Yes.
Dr. Pride?
Yes.
Mr. Gillum?
Yes.
My vote is yes. The motion carries. We are now in closed session. I'll entertain a motion to return to open session.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Mr. Emmert?
Yes.
Mr. Townsend?
Yes.
Ms. Cooper-Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Watson?
Yes.
Mr. Jenkins?
Yes.
Dr. Pride?
Yes.
Mr. Gillum?
Yes.
My vote is yes. The motion carries. I will entertain now a motion to certify. Mr. Emmert, would you like to make that motion? like you-
to certify.
Would you read that motion, please, on page 141?
141, whereas Prince Edward County Board of Supervisors has convened a closed session on this date pursuant to an affirmative recorded vote and in accordance with provisions of Virginia Freedom of Information Act, whereas 2.2-3712 of the Code of Virginia requires certification by the board that such closed session was conducted in conformity with Virginia law. Now therefore be it resolved that the board hereby certifies to the best of each member's knowledge that one, only business public matters lawfully exempted from open meeting requirements of Virginia law were discussed in closed session, to which this certification resolution applies, and two, only such public matters as were identified in the motion by the board for closed session were convened, before convened, was heard, discussed, or considered in the meeting by the board.
Second.
There's a motion on the floor,
You're-
properly seconded. And then I just want to clarify that an affirmative vote is an affirmative to certify.
That is correct. Any member who believes that this departure was a requirement and shall be stated the substance departure thereof, the judgment was taking place.
So, no departure or yes certified?
No departure.
Okay.
I
So
certify no departure. Jerry?
Yes.
let's make sure we get the wording correct here.
Yes.
It certifies that what your original motion to go into closed session were the only items that we discussed.
Correct. I certified that.
You certified that.
Okay.
I say
So,
yes.
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 Yes, you certify.
Yeah. Yes, that's right.
Yes. All right. Ms. Cooper-Jones.
Yes.
Mr. Watson.
I certify.
Mr. Jenkins. Dr. Pratt.
Yes.
Mr. Gill. My vote is yes. The motion carries.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to ask for a vote by the board on a memorandum of understanding between the Board of Supervisors of Prince Edward County and Yakutak regarding their commercial lease agreement for property located 100 Industrial Park Road regarding lease obligations.
I'll make a motion that it be attached.
I'd say approved and authorize the
Approved
county
and
administrator.
attached and authorize the county administrator to do so.
Second.
Motion made and properly seconded. Mr. Emmert.
I'm a yes.
Mr.
Yes.
Townsend. Ms.
Yes.
Cooper-Jones.
Yes.
Mr. Watson.
Yes.
Mr. Jenkins.
Yes.
Dr. Pride.
Yes.
Mr. Gillum.
Yes.
My vote is yes. The motion carries.
Next item is, I'd ask for a vote to approve a contract with Hefty, Wiley, and Gore, PC, to serve as the county attorney and authorize the chairman to sign the contract on behalf of the board.
So moved.
Second.
A motion made and properly seconded. Mr. Emmert.
Yes.
Mr. Townsend.
Yes.
Ms. Cooper-Jones.
Yes.
Mr. Watson.
Yes.
Mr. Jenkins.
Yes.
Dr. Pride.
Yes.
Mr. Gillum.
Yes.
My vote is yes. The motion carries.
And the last item, Mr. Chair, is to authorize the chair to sign a contract with Ms. Terry Atkins Wilson for real estate law services.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion made and properly seconded. Mr. Emmert.
Yes.
Mr. Townsend.
Yes.
Ms. Cooper-Jones.
Yes.
Mr. Watson.
Yes.
Mr. Jenkins.
Yes.
Dr. Pride.
Yes.
Mr. Gillum.
Yes.
My vote is yes. The motion carries. Do we have
I
anything
believe
else?
everything else.
All right. And nothing else on the agenda.
Hearing nothing else
I
from
want to
Jen?
speak. I just want the board to know that as of July 31, 26, Patty Cooper Jones will retire from her employment. 43 years.
Congratulations.
No. No,
All right.
How many years?
43.
Oh, man. Wow. Hey, hey,
Congratulations.
over 4 decades.
Hey,
On that note, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
so moved.
We have a motion. I'll take Miss Patty as a second.
All right.
Mr. Emery?
Yes.
Mr. Townsend?
Yes.
Ms. Cooper Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Watson? Yes. Mr. Jenkins? Dr. Pride?
Yes.
Mr. Gillum?
Yes.
And my